It's Friday, May 8th, 2015, and let's talk about what happened this week over at xdadevelopers.com. First up, if you've been waiting for the Eureka, they held their first open sale this week over on Amazon's India site. It looks like they've already sold out of it, but at least it was generally available for a little while there, so keep an eye out, it might be open again sometime soon. Next up, a new device, the LG G4C, was spotted over on a German seller site this week for just under 300 euros, which is about 335 US dollars. For the price, the specs really aren't all that impressive, to be honest. It looks more like a device that I'd expect to find at around $200, and it's not a site that I'm familiar with, so I'm not really sure how much faith I'd put in it unless someone actually ends up with it in their hand. But either way, if it's real, it looks like there might be a mid-range mini LG G4 in the works somewhere. Next up, more rumors have been circulating about the upcoming OnePlus Two. Higher-ups within the company have started hinting on social media that it should be priced at right around 24.99 yuan, which is about 400 US dollars. And that it should be coming in the third quarter of this year with the Snapdragon 810, 4 gigs of RAM, and a 5.5-inch 2K screen. Definitely sounds impressive, a very nice upgrade over the first device. And aside from the fact that they're going to be going back to the invite-only system for the OnePlus 2, does this sound like a device you'd be interested in at that price point? Moving right along though, Cyanogen recently announced a partnership with Truecaller to work on the new Cyanogen OS dialer. Pulsar put together an article for the portal talking about some of the potential security issues that could arise as a result of this partnership, such as your contacts being shared and submitted to the Truecaller service. So it might be worth keeping an eye on this if you're a Cyanogen OS user. The first wave of invites for Google's Project Fi have started rolling out at this point. There's an article that just went up on the portal with some details about things you might want to expect if you got invited to it. One thing I found kind of cool about it is that you can bring your Google Voice number over with you, as well as any Google Voice credit that you've got. Unfortunately, I'm not a Nexus 6 owner, so I'm not going to be able to provide any real insight about the service. I'm not going to be able to use it at all for now, but I'm okay with that. Either way though, be on the lookout if you requested an invite. It might be showing up anytime now. Now for some updates. It looks like when the Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge receive their update to Android 5.1.1, the camera's going to be getting even better. They're going to add in the ability to shoot RAW, as well as providing manual shutter speed controls. However, it also came out this week that if you're using a Galaxy S6, you might not get the same kind of pictures as your buddies who own the S6. It turns out that some of the S6s come with Sony's IMX240 sensor, and some of them use a Samsung ISOCELL sensor, like the one found in the Galaxy S5. I saw an article comparing images from the two different sensors on the same device, and they both look quite good. But if you look closely, there is definitely a difference, especially when it comes to color reproduction. Realistically, I'm just not a fan of the idea of not knowing what you're going to get when you buy a phone, not knowing that one camera sensor is not going to be the same as the other in the same device. In other news, the Nexus 9 finally started receiving its update to Android 5.1.1 this week. I had just received the 5.02 OTA on my device, so I haven't had a chance to even take a look at 5.1.1 on it yet. But if you're a Nexus 9 user, be on the lookout, and I'm sure there will be an OTA download link available from the forum before too much longer. A newer build of Lollipop for the Sony Xperia Z2 and Z3 series devices is supposed to start rolling out at this point as well, bringing along a bunch of bug fixes, stability and performance tweaks, and the Xperia Z is scheduled to start receiving its Lollipop update starting next week. But what's more, Telstra, the Australian carrier, shows on their site that the Xperia Z, Z1, and Z1 Compact should be receiving Android 5.1 in the middle of August of this year. A page popped up on Motorola's site talking about 5.1 coming for the first generation Moto X this week as well, so we'll be sure to let you know when that starts rolling out. And unfortunately, according to HTC on Twitter, the One Mini and Mini 2 are not going to be receiving Lollipop. So if you're an owner of one of those devices, that's definitely a bit of a bummer. In other news, this week the Elephone P6000 received an unofficial port of CM12.1. Looks like Bluetooth, FM radio, and 4G are not working at this point, so keep an eye on their forum thread if you've got that device and you're interested in getting a very recent version of Android. Now, if you weren't aware, Google recently pulled all apps from the Play Store that modify SE Linux on a device, but one of them just wouldn't be kept down. SE Linux Mode Changer is now available from F-Droid, and it's been made available open source, so if you have to have that, it's available again. And Koch has released an update to ADB for Chrome this week, adding in the ability to take screenshots and screen captures from the Chrome app, so definitely a very useful addition to your ADB arsenal, and especially in addition to your Chrome browser if you don't already have it installed. And to wrap things up, just a couple of things from the portal. First up, there was a discussion topic asking who your favorite mobile technology YouTuber is. If you'd like to participate in in that discussion, links down below. And Mario posted an editorial talking about the XDA Portal team and why they all love the site and they love what they do. And as usual, to wrap things up, 3 other videos were posted to XDA TV this week. TK did an Expose Tuesday talking about the WebView Google module. Then I did a quick review of the Vensic 20,000 mAh battery, which, if you haven't seen it, we're also going to be giving one of those away, so do make sure to check out that video for all the instructions on the giveaway. And then TK did an app review of Castro. But you know what? That's going to be about all from me for today. You can find the links to everything that I talked about down in the video description as usual, as well as the links to my YouTube channels. Remember, if you like this video, please do give us a thumbs up, a like down below the video. We definitely appreciate it. And subscribe to receive more videos whenever they become available. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.